Next 4th of July DIY, I wanted to take a Dollar Tree vase. This is what I would say is the medium size one. It's the one that you can get for $1.25. And a patriotic bandana from the Dollar Tree for some flag fabric. Now this is gingham and stars, but still I think super cute for the 4th of July. And what I want to do is make this into a light up firecracker. In my first attempt, I tried to use the new plastic table runners they have from the Dollar Tree, but I tried adding the glue to the glass and the glue to the plastic, and neither way could I get that on there smoothly. So I decided to try a bandana, and what I want to do is just cut a strip of fabric that is the right height here to cover it. I want it to be covered with stars on one half and gingham on another half to give it a lot of color and fun. I want to cover the sides of the vase, and I also want to cover the bottom of it because it's going to be displayed upside down to make a firecracker. And I'm also going to make it light up because you have the inside of the vase, so that's really easy to do with some Dollar Tree twinkle lights. So I'm going to slightly overlap it, and I'm going to use some spray adhesive to try to attach it. This is the Elmer's spray adhesive. I think I got this at CVS. It's just a spray glue. I used to be able to find this at Dollar Tree, and I have not been able to find it there in a while. I'm going to do my finished edge up here, which is the bottom of the vase, which is the gingham, with the stars along the bottom. And just roll that around carefully. It is really sticky, so I tried to get it on there as quickly as I can, but also I want it to be as smooth as I can get it. So just using a paper towel, I'm trying to smooth that out as much as possible. And the adhesive, spray adhesive worked great for adhering it to the glass, but not so much for the overlap part. So I'm just going to use Mod Podge for that. And honestly, you could have used Mod Podge for the whole thing. You're really not going to be able to see it. My only concern with using fabric is I wasn't sure if you'd be able to see the lights through it. But I was surprised with how well the fabric let the light through. So just cutting off any excess fabric here at the bottom. And I pretty much got that covered as smoothly as I possibly can. With some of my leftover fabric, I'm going to do just the gingham here on top. I think that will fit perfectly in there with just one thing, and that will match the gingham on the top of the firecracker. I'm going to kind of sit it in the corner here using a Sharpie to lightly trace that out, making sure I don't get any of that onto the firework that I already did. And then I'm just going to simply cut out a circle for the top of our firecracker. I want to do a wick on it, and I want the firework to look like it is lit and it is sizzling, which is the effect I want to go for. So I am just going to add this to the top. I kind of lined it up where my gingham makes sense with the gingham that is on the sides. It actually lined up pretty well. And then I'm just going to use Mod Podge for this part so I can get it right where I want it and just use Mod Podge all around. And you could do that for the entire vase. Using any of the patriotic bandanas from the Dollar Tree, I think you're going to have good success with this. And I just laid this right here on top. My circle was not a perfect circle, but it did a pretty good job of covering everything up. And I'm just making sure all of my fabric is secure to my firecracker. Since I have the top of the firecracker closed like this, I will have to just add a rope for a wick right on top of that, but it doesn't need to be super strong, so I think that will work. I'll just cut a piece of the Dollar Tree rope, about 3 inches, 3 or 4 inches, I'd say. And I'm just going to attach that with some hot glue right here in the center. I also want it to look lit. So what I did was I bought some of these little pom-pom bows from the Dollar Tree, and I chose white because I wanted to look lit. So like a lit wick is what I was thinking, but they're a little too big. So I cut mine down with some wire cutters to about half the size. I think that's really all I need here for the top of my firecracker, and I just attached that with hot glue to the top of the wick. Now, it did kind of want to go over to the side, which I like the look of it going over to the side, but I really didn't think it was going to be strong enough, so I'm going to reinforce mine with some of the wired jute from the Dollar Tree. I just cut down a piece as long as the wick, and I'm going to simply hot glue that along the back of it. You won't be able to see it there. The jute will blend in with the rope, but it's going to give it structure, and then I can kind of bend it exactly the way I want it without worrying about it completely falling over. Again, I do like it bent off to the side a little bit, just not too much. To light up our firecracker, I'm using the battery operated fairy lights from the Dollar Tree. These are the ones that just require two AA batteries, and they have like 10 white LED lights on them, which I think is going to be plenty to light up this firecracker. And I can just pick up the vase, turn them on and off, so they'll be really easy to get to for my patriotic decor. I always love things that I can make light up. So I am just going to unwind these and kind of work them in a spiral fashion so I can just kind of place these up inside the firecracker vase just like this. And see, even in the bright daylight, you can really see the lights through it. So it's exactly what I was looking for. Let me give you a close-up view of how our exploding firework turned out. I love those bows. I think they're perfect for the 4th of July. And let me show you what this looks like lit up. Look how bright this is. Isn't this so cool?